it's your girl Kayce, and welcome to Unboxed Radio, a show where we talk about the latest and biggest news stories in the world of sneakers. Cory and Marco, I missed you guys, but I was celebrating my birthday. How has your guys' week been so far?
Oh no, listen, the week's been good. It's getting warmer in New York, so that's always great. But we definitely miss you, Kayce. It looked like you had a good time with for the birthday celebration and stuff like that, but we missed you.
Yeah, we survived barely, but I'm glad to be back on camera with both of you all. It's a busy week for sneakers, so I'm excited to get into it.
Appreciate you guys. Okay, well, wasting no time since we did miss an episode due to my birthday, we're going to jump right into News Unboxed, a segment where we highlight the most popular and trending news stories in the world of sneakers and much more. So first up, according to a report from Footwear News, Nike has temporarily paused purchases on its website and app in Russia. Nike claims it can't guarantee delivery of goods in Russia, and it is unclear whether this is a political stance from Nike or a result of shipping issues in Russia. Nike has yet to comment on this issue. And earlier in the week, Adidas also suspended its partnership with the Russian Football Union due to the country's invasion of Ukraine. And the brand and Russian soccer team had signed this partnership back in 2008. What are our thoughts on everything that is going on in the world? I know it is devastating. There's a lot going on. Marco, what are your thoughts on everything?
Yeah, 2 points I want to make. The first one is just extremely sad situation. My heart goes out to everybody affected. I'm even more upset and sad by the reports of racism as people try to flee the Ukraine for safer ground. But overall, man, I just, I'm hoping for peace here, and I'm hoping that people can get out there safe. Everybody can get out there safe. And the second thing is on the Nike front, kind of what else are they supposed to do right here? I hear a few people complaining, saying Nike should have took a stronger stance, should have said we're pulling out of Russia because of the war. However, it's a complicated situation, and I think we run into this situation a lot where we expect brands to behave like politicians. We expect athletes and entertainers to behave like politicians. They have a business to run. And they made it very clear, we're pulling out because we can't guarantee delivery. And then, of course, the jokes started flowing in saying, well, they can't guarantee delivery to my house either. So the internet never fails to make light of a situation. But I do expect to see other brands do this, because if there is turmoil going on in these countries, it's just bad business to be out there, right? So I guess, props to Nike for doing that. And I expect to see more people to do it too. Whatever the reasons are kind of secondary to me, as long as the making a stance in one way or another.
I agree. One of the first things they teach you when you work in advertising is that brands aren't people. I can definitely also say though that I happen to enjoy when brands do take a very personal stance, right? So, for Adidas to suspend their sponsorship with the Russian national, soccer team, I'm a fan of that, because it's very clear of why they're doing it. For Nike to kind of, make this, I can't even say it's a stance. I just think they made a decision. Obviously what's going on in the Ukraine is very unfortunate. It's very sad. Like Marco said, not only are we seeing, acts of war, against the people, the innocent people, but then you're also seeing instances of racism where black people and Africans and black people from all across the world who are in the Ukraine are still subject to racism in times of war. So it's unfortunate to say the least. And when we have instances like this from brands and making statements or making changes and stuff like that, I don't expect for brands to act as people and make personal stances. But when they do it, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, of course, it first started off as like a shipping issue. And I think eventually Nike will make a statement or put out some type of, statement regarding the whole situation. Sometimes Nike is really on point with things and they're like ahead of the curve. And then there's other times where they're like a little bit late. And I feel like this is a very sensitive subject. So it's just taking a little bit longer for for a statement to be issued. But I do think that we will get one from Nike. Moving on, during a recent interview with BR Kicks, Jeff Staples said that every 3 years, people tend to believe that the sneaker culture will die. Jeff says that he disagrees with those opinions and says that he believes it will never die. Let's check out this clip of what Jeff had to say.
I'm always amazed every 3 years that people say sneaker culture is going to die. People are going to get over sneakers. They're going to go back to like dress shoes or the Chuck Taylor only. And this whole thing of people buying multiple pairs of shoes and having a collection and reselling, it's going to die. It's a fad. This is not going to die. This is a staple, no pun intended, of our society, of what we believe in.
Cory, Marco, what do you guys think? Will sneaker culture ever die? Do you agree with Jeff's take? Marco, what do you think?
Well, there's very few people in the world that know sneaker culture better than just Jeff Staples. So when he starts speaking up on this, it's usually fact. So I thought this was a fascinating explanation of sneaker culture, because that first point, of course, I've been writing about sneakers for most of my career since 2014. And every year or every couple of years, especially when I was writing news, there was these big articles about the bubbles about to burst and this and that. And you know what? We still kept showing up to work because we knew that wasn't true. We saw it going up, not down. So he's spot on that. Sneaker culture is here to stay. What was more fascinating about that talk, and shout out to BR Kicks for the segment, I thought it was really interesting, was that he was explaining why. Sneakers, he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, where else can you combine art, entertainment, sports, fashion, style, personal expression into a $100 product that you get to choose every single day when you get dressed? Like, I never heard it explained like that, and when he said that, I was like, light bulb. Like, that's the perfect explanation of why sneaker culture is going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a non-starter, it's very important to have OGs like Jeff Staple, continue to give their thoughts and their impacts and their opinions on what sneaker and what culture is, regardless of sneaker culture, fashion, whatever. But I mean, the fact that we have these generations, of people that continue to participate in purchasing sneakers, keeping things alive. You have sneakerheads of 10, 20 years ago that are having children and are putting their kids in, OG Baby Air Max 95s or OG Baby Infrared 6s and stuff like that. I think it is a game that will continue to grow. I think it's a game that will continue to change, and like all things cultural, it's cyclical. Stuff that wasn't popular, 5 years ago is going to be popular 5 years from now. So sneaker culture's here. We'll always have jobs. We'll always be able to, continue to give our thoughts and things on things. And yeah, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like I grew up wearing sneakers. Before I even knew what sneakers was, like my dad was lacing me in them. And so it's like part of the culture now. I mean, everyone has to wear own shoes, you know what I mean? And if anything, the sneaker culture is just going to continue to grow. I don't see it dying off anytime soon. That is not even something that I've even thought about, the sneaker culture, dying off. Nothing I foresee in the future. And like I said, I think it's just something that's going to continue to grow. So moving on to my favorite segment of the show, it is Drops of the Week. A look at some of the most coveted sneaker releases. Are these kicks a buy or a pass? So the first ones are the Size and Nike Dunk Lows, releasing Friday, March 4th at $110. Thoughts? Are they a buy or a pass, Cory?
I think these are a buy. I mean, obviously dunks have been very high over the last couple of years. Both regular highs, lows, SBs, regular ones. I think these are pretty cool. I think that they make a statement with like the tones, but then that pop of blue and pop of green. I can't necessarily see what exactly the fabric is in the mid box and in the tab, in the heel tab. But I think these are dope. I think these are cool for like a normal everyday wear. I probably might be able to wear these with what I got on right now. Look at Kayce. Kayce is just putting this. She's like, this is yours. These are yours.
This is it.
I'm
owning
my pair.
I was like, he better not say he don't want these.
I'm owning this pair. These are a buy for me for sure. These are dope.
I think these are great. The people at Size, particularly the Size Canada people that we've been able to have some conversations with here at Soul Savvy, are great people, man. This is a good product. I know this is probably coming out of their UK HQ, but I mean, they always put out good stuff. I'm not a big dunk guy. I'm the first to admit that, but this seems super on trend right now with what's popping. You got that exposed foam tongue, nice colors. This is a cop for me, but in 2022, every dunk is really a cop, right? Like you kind of want it. You're really lucky if you get your hands on a pair, but I like this shoe. I would rock this. This is a cop.
Yeah, I love them. I love the detailing like on the tongue, how the little Nike is like off-centered. I love little like detail changes like that. If I could get these, I would absolutely cop them. So, I'm going to hop my butt on over to Soul Savvy and see if I can, get this. Because I know I'm going to miss the release like I always do. So, okay. So moving on to the next pair of sneakers. It's the Passport Nike SB Dunk High Work Boot. Releasing Saturday, March 5th. We do not have a price yet, but thoughts on these? Are they a buy or are they a pass? Cory?
All right. So I have a personal thing against boot-like sneakers. I personally hate boot-like sneakers. I think, just colorway wise, I think these are dope. Material wise, I think these are dope. That looks like suede on there and stuff like that. But I personally despise bootleg sneakers. These are a pass for me. If these came in like a regular dunk form, I'm all over it. But yeah, because they're sneaker boots, I'm good.
Okay, so we didn't even get to like through all the sneakers, and like not to interrupt you, but like these might be the sneakers of the week that I could see you in, Cory. I really could.
Listen, if you take away the boot tassels at the top, we could talk business.
Similar to Cory, I'm not a sneaker boot guy, probably because I live in LA, right? I don't necessarily need to dress for the terrain most days, especially not with my footwear. But this is a nice, like, I appreciate when a good sneaker can be turned into a boot, constructed in a durable nylon, hairy suede, some nice leathers there. I think it's a really good fall shoe. Look at those colors. Again, for me, if it's cold outside, if it's snowing, if I'm traveling, I'm probably throwing on an Air Jordan 1 or like a sturdy Jordan, like a Jordan 9 or something. So yeah, I don't necessarily need a sneaker boot, but I'm not mad at it. It's a pass for me, but I can see some people in some colder terrains enjoying this.
Okay, so Marco like does this thing where he like low-key flexes on us like every show, and that
when it's cold and snow and I put on Jordan 1.
It was a very subtle flex, which he definitely.
That is, Marco, I'm gonna tell you, that is the West Coast in you. Because if it's cold or outside, I'm putting on Timberlands or my Danner boots. I'm putting on those. Like, I'm not wearing Jordan 1s in the snow. So the fact that you can do that, yo, you be flexing, man. But it's okay.
It's the opposite. I never needed boots. So when I moved to New York, I didn't have boots. So I'm like, yo, what's the most durable, sturdy shoe I have? Like, a lot of Jordans are very boot-like in nature, right? Inspired by boots even. So that's what I meant to say.
Olive 9s, I will say that. You said Jordan 9s. Olive 9 is a great sneaker to wear in the snow.
They made it into an energy boot too, with a nice weatherproof. It's a good shoe.
Yeah. No, like you guys said, the colorway is dope. Not really for me. I definitely can see this being like a Seattle shoe. Like I could see a lot of people that are from Seattle rocking this like Pacific Northwest type of like work boot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, different people.
Flannel on.
Yeah, not for me, but definitely I could see my Seattleites wearing this. Okay, so next we have the Air Max 1 Concepts Mellow releasing Saturday, March 5th. There is not a price yet, but are we buying these or are we passing on these? Cory, what do you think?
Yo, I like these. These I just like they're funky. I can just see these like, you know, having a very simple, you know, outfit on and like let these speak for me. You know, I see paisley, I see flowers. You know, it looks like it kind of reminds me of like some, like even from like the way the box is designed, it looks like some very like 60s piece, man, you know, type shoes. I even see like, I think that's like a military green or like an army jacket green. Like these are tough. These are an instant cop for me. Like these might be one of the favorite shoes I think we've reviewed on here for me. These are a cop for sure.
Yeah, I mean I appreciate these because I think they leaked a while ago, but it wasn't one of those shoes that you kept seeing your feed for months and months and months, and you kind of like, oh, it's finally dropping. So these are kind of creeping up on me in a way where I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but man, this is good right here. Like you can't have a name like Concepts unless your sneaker concepts are top tier, and this is as good as it gets. They never miss on these type of collaborations, and I love when a shoe has so much going on, yet it blends together so perfectly that it can almost go with anything. Like speaking of Cory's outfit, this is like good money with that outfit right now. This is a great shoe, man. I would be extremely happy to own this shoe. This is a cop for me.
Low-key, Cory dressed for all of these sneakers. Like your outfit is very versatile.
I appreciate that.
You did that.
I try to go good for y'all, man. You know?
You did that.
But I like, these are hard. What you think, Kayce?
I love these, and like Cory said, like I like sneakers because I feel like I always say like sneakers are like a universal language. So like when we like are passing by people and we don't get the opportunity to talk to them, like when we see their sneakers, like it says a lot about somebody, right? And it's like these say a lot about, I feel like, the person who's wearing them. And I think that, you know, with all the different detailing, the colors, the patterns, a lot of people can pull these off, and I am obsessed with these. These are probably my favorite of the week, and maybe since we've been doing this show, definitely a buy.
These are on pace for a top 10 of the year. I could already say that right now.
Yeah,
I know it's early.
Like
these are on pace.
Jones, and I'll say this: I can't remember any shoe that we've done since doing the show that all of us we've all agreed on some shoes, but we all feel very strongly about these shoes. Like these are instantly hard. These are hard.
This is a fire collab. Okay, so last sneaker of the week is the Air Jordan 6 UNC, releasing Saturday, March 5th at $210. Buy or pass, Marco?
I think you put together a classic color blocking like you got here, the Air Jordan 6, kind of that carmine blocking, and as you can see in my background, the UNC blue. It's just hard to miss on a Jordan and UNC, especially when it's an iconic silhouette, and they keep it simple with the color blocking. Obviously, you got the patch in the back as a homage to the old school jerseys there. And they've been doing that in a lot of the PEs that they retro. So I think this is great. It's just a good shoe. This is the type of shoe that I want to get, I'm going to get. And I may not pull out for a while, but maybe a few years down the line, it's like, again, it's a UNC shoe that Jordan wore, like a silhouette that he wore at 6. Like, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Like you said, you really can't miss. And these are kind of one of those sneakers I feel like you just have to have in your collection to say you have it, if that makes sense. Cory, what do you think?
So I like these a lot. I've always been a fan of 6s. I always love when they do like the real trippy like gum soles on 6s. Me personally, I find it very hard for me to wear Carolina blue like fashion wise. But this is a shoe that I can appreciate. It reminds me of like those old school 1990 Nike uniforms that used to come up back in the day. Like, I think this is a great shoe. I agree with you, Kayce. Like, this may be a shoe that you have just to have. I can definitely see people who like the style, they're like the sneaks they actually play basketball in. I can see this is a hooping shoe. Like, I can see people come on and bring these out to like hoop in. These are good joint. Like, I don't know if I could personally wear them, but like if I had to cop for the sake of copping, I would do that.
Yeah, they definitely remind me of like a sneaker drop like in high school that like everybody just got it. You know what I mean? Like for me, it was like the 12s that dropped. I
miss those days, man.
Right? You know what I mean? That everyone showed up on Monday in the
those
Jordans that dropped, And so I feel like these are kind of like that sneaker for, right now. But, as always, it was great talking to you guys. And thank you so much to everybody for watching another Unboxed Radio. If you like the show, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Catch us every Tuesday and Friday right here on Soul Savvy's YouTube channel. Marco, Cory, as always, it was great. I miss you guys, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
See y'all. Peace.